Apologize for the troubles here. Human is the weakest link, like always. I brought an iPad Pro instead of a laptop. That's the problem. All right, let's start. Who am I? My name is April Powers. I've been in IT business for 10 years, more than 10 years now. I have my bachelor in computer programming, and then I have my master's in cybersecurity, info insurance and security. Since then, I've been pursuing my PhD in cybersecurity. So I've been in college just to study computers for 12 years and more. It's been an interesting journey. My school itself is certified by Homeland Security and the NSA. It has been a very interesting learning experience for myself. So my background is in cryptology, IT governance, cyber awareness training, and also I've worked in government agencies and recently worked with healthcare department. So what is cybersecurity? I have $10 gift card here on Amazon. Whoever can tell me what is cybersecurity, in your opinion, can have this gift card. Anyone want to try? What is your definition of cybersecurity? I can see it's too bright. I'm sorry. Oh, right there, the guy with the blue shirt. Right there. Yep, you are. What is cybersecurity for you? I can't hear you. Oh. Or this gentleman up front. All right, there you go. Catch. Up. I can throw. Sorry. That's why I stay behind the keyboard, because I can do anything in real life. Keyboard warrior. So cybersecurity, right? Privacy is supposedly number one. Why? How do you secure something if you don't even know what privacy is? Privacy is what regulates your data. Just because you feel like this data needs to be secure, maybe it doesn't. Get to know your data. Some people overwhelm themselves thinking, oh, this must be secure. Is it? Privacy and security is like brother and sisters. They always fight. One thing is important than the others, but the truth is they have to work together. So the other one is compliance. It's like your mom and dad. What you guys been doing, privacy and security? How you all doing? Compliance is supposedly helps security to verify privacy. That's how supposedly things work, right? It's like a triangle. Anyone knows about the CIA? Not the Central Intelligence Agency, but this one? All right. So what is integrity? We all understand the other part, but integrity is what people sometimes thinking, all right, my data is secure, but why we have to secure the data? Because of the integrity of the data, to make sure your data have the right accuracy. That's what's important. So the next question I have for another $10 is, why human is the weakest link? You don't get another one. That one right there, the good one. Because why? We're human, we have emotion, right? Emotion, what makes us the weakest link. This is a report from IC3 website. According to their data, there are 1,420,000 complaints total, and losses is 5 billion, according to IC3. And then when I was looking up Verizon Bridge report just for this year, social attacks, But the title is We're Only Human. We're people. All right, so I have a colleague of mine, Chase Hughes. He is the human profilers. He have method to teach elite government agencies. If you Google and look him up, he is the best person, and his focus is just for human profiling. He has this human needs map. All right, primary needs, appreciation, acceptance, and approval. I talked to him on the phone and said, hey, why can't I enhance what you have to cybersecurity? For example, Facebook. We all have Facebook or Twitter. How many of your friends have post selfies every day? Food pictures, have you guys seen that? What did I have for breakfast? Hashtag I'm hungry. Chocolate milkshake. Why do people need to post their personal data on social media? I call this human OS, human operating system. You cannot firewall human nature or emotion. You can patch people. I hope there will be an update to stupid people. People versus 0.1 or people versus 2.0. But we can, because even myself, we're emotional creatures. Whatever happens in our daily life will affect your work. For example, you work every day, just like normal business day, and then you check on your ex-boyfriend, new girlfriend, Facebook. How does that affect you psychologically up here? You saw him, took him for a vacation in Europe. He never took me to Europe. He said he has no money. How is that affecting you as a worker now? Would you care about making sure the data is secure? How about your ex-husband didn't pay child support last month, and then you saw him buying a new wedding ring for the new girl? How is that affecting you as a human? You can have a PhD in whatever, but you're still human. One of my classmates, this is funny, she's an officer at the Air Force, high intelligent woman, very bright. She made one mistake at school. She clicked reply all. We all been there. She clicked reply all that include my teacher, and in that email, she actually bad-mouthing the teacher. And the teacher said, well, I don't want to be awkward here, but just so you know, I'm seeing this email. That was kind of awkward. Reply all. I mean, she's an officer, Air Force, Pentagon, you name it. Still click reply all. Tiny mistakes. Why? Because he's human. But we have information. We have data. Your company can have the money to buy the most expensive tools in this whole wide world. But one human is the weakest link. It can be a trouble. Because you know why? Computers, we human design computers. Data analysis, well, it's a nice way of saying data mining. So a lot of people wondering, how do these know about this? Well, things that you like on Facebook, things that you follow, things that you comment on Facebook, it's being captured. For example, if I have a mortgage payment through USAA, guess what? If I like that page, who will know? Will data mining figure it out who is your mortgage payment go through? If I like Toyota, then you know what kind of car I drive. If sometimes Facebook asks, share your experience. Would you recommend this? Would you recommend that? Those are just pinpoints, right? They're trying to figure out who you are as a person. We are more than just ones and zeros. The things we click, the things we like, the things we keep following on social media will follow us in real life. don't know if you guys heard about the Cambridge analysis. It was interesting. Social media. What's wrong with this picture? Yeah. I mean, I don't even know how to explain this guy right here. He said, they caught me sleeping. I guess his girlfriend is a really interesting looking girlfriend right there. Your digital footprint. I am a victim. A year ago, I remember on my Facebook, it asked, which character are you on Walking Dead? Like, I want to know. Am I Rick? Please, let me Rick. I want to be Rick. I don't want to be the other gal, Carol, look at the flowers. No, I don't want that one. I want to be Rick. So yes, I clicked the link. I want to know, who am I? And all of these questions, right? We're thinking it's just randoms. No. These are questions, psychological questions they want to know about you as a person. They want to know your psychological decision making behind closed door. Who are you behind the real you? They want to know the real you. Your favorite apps, website you visit, video downloads, and everything else. This is what's interesting. During my research, I found a very, very interesting findings here. So so there is a company out there that buy data from social medias. So what they use this whole data as a prediction engine to target you as a human for business purposes. That's what the end goal is about. Money. It's always about the money. So the problem with this company is they judge you by what you post online. It can be true, can be not true. See, like me, I always try to post things that are not me on my Facebook. Good luck data mining, figure me out. I can be a man, I can be a woman, whatever you want me to be. That's one thing that people don't realize. You are not obligated to answer true questions on all of these websites. They only understand no or not no. And what's funny is, people write, oh, reunion on this high school. If you forget your password, what is the question? Who is the mascot of your high school? What's your mother's maiden name? Which street did you grow up through? All of this information now is on Facebook. So because of social media movement, we see a lot of people are using smartphones, tablets. 12 years old nowadays know Twitter more than me, and I'm like, what is that pound sign? Other hashtags. Oh, cool. They don't even know what pound means. They know hashtag. What is IoT? IoT is interesting. So there is a study by PhD students out there. There is on a website, I'm not sure if anyone here have heard about Shodan. So IoT, things in your home, right? You're proud, I have Alexa, I have this and that, I have smart TV. Guess what? If you don't know how to secure those things, those data transfer back to third party to study who you are as a person. I don't think I can show you the site itself because it's not my laptop, but that's a screenshot of a site. It's like Google, but it's search engine for IoT. If you type IP cameras, it will give you all the data of all insecure IoTs out there. This website is called Shodan on the top. If you're interested, you should check it out and play with it. But use this for to defend your network, not to exploit these people's weaknesses. Mobile apps, social media, IoTs, and mobile apps. And we're thinking, what's the connection then? The connection is human. We use that things. We use the social media. We use smart appliances. And then we use mobile apps. How many people connect their TV remote on their phone? I don't. But there's an option here. Why? Why are we telling ones and zero who we are as a person? And one thing that I'm curious about is how many people actually find out about these apps prior of downloading them? Who is the developers of these apps? If you are, for example, I don't know, flashlight apps, why do you need access to my photos? Why do you need access to my contacts? What's the purpose behind this? Is it true? Maybe, just maybe, these apps was created, but the real motive is to get my contacts? That's why you said these apps are free, because I make money somewhere else. Maybe you want my contacts, but you don't know how to ask, so you create these cool apps saying, hey, this is a new game, download for free, but do you mind to give access to your contacts or your camera? Most people, we just like, oh, I want this. This is cool app. We click yes, not knowing this is what will happen. 7 in 10 smartphones now, their apps are shared data with third-party services. These people are selling your data that you give for free, and they make money out of this. They're telling 70% of smartphone apps reporting personal data, tracking companies like Google Analytics, Facebook, and Crashlytics. 7 of 10 smartphones. So how many people in this room? 50, 60? The chances are, how many of us, our personal data is out there being sold by these people? Bring your own device. This is an interesting part. So we're talking about whistleblowers at school. You heard about how some government agencies have a lot of people participating in whistleblowing case. So this is what the internet, the very interesting concept. Cell phone, it looks innocent. If I come home from work in high secure companies, if you bring in a laptop or a thumb drive, it looks suspicious. If I take my phone home from work, it looks normal. But we found out there are few people are using stenography apps. Take a selfie at work, it looks innocent. But the truth is, they embedded data through that selfie pictures. They come home and they transfer that metadata. It's being used by whistleblowers. That's what they're using, selfie pictures. It's not really selfie. It's just something. It's the problem with people nowadays is we have two groups of people, right? We have the employees and we have the C-level. How do you tell your boss, hey, this is real issues. We need help because we are the human is the weakest link. If your boss how many CISO nowadays don't have technology background? Most of them have businesses background, which is good. That's what we need. But if they don't understand technology and the advanced hacking mechanism out there, how do you explain to your boss and saying, we need this? The only way to understand technology is for you to speak their language, the C-level. If their background is business, you have to present to them money. You have to show them money. If they don't see profit, they won't be interested. So the key is to understand people. Like I said about the selfie, for example, if you explain that to your CISO, he'll be thinking like, what are you talking about? But people like us, we know it happened. I have stories of people doing this. It really happened. But people who doesn't know this area will not even understand all this method. So to get to know your C-level, executive level, and speak their language is very important. How many companies now actually have policy on employees bringing their own devices to work because they no longer provide laptop, for example. There's many people out there allowing employees to bring in their own computers from home to work, or laptops. That's actually pretty scary if you think about it. Do you trust your employee that much? There's, I have a story. This is gonna be interesting, actually. So some of my slide is missing because supposedly it's on my iPad because it's not working, so I can really show you to guys. Have you guys heard about dolphin attack? All right, so there's a PhD student. During his research, he found out Alexa, what's the other one? Cortana, and Google Now and Siri can be compromised using this method. So dolphin attack is using a very high frequency where we as human, we can't hear it. But these devices, they can hear the command. So the research study identified 16 devices that can be hacked using dolphin attack. The device include iPhone 4 to iPhone 7 Plus, iPad mini 4, MacBook Pro, Apple Watch, Nexus, Galaxy, and a car, Audi Q3. So during this test where they were doing, they were able to take pictures, launch FaceTime by using voice command. But the truth is, we can hear it, but they can't hear it. The only downside is it has to be 5 to 6 feet away from the device. But this study has shown, the researchers were saying, attacker could use a hidden ultrasonic commands in online videos. It's possible. It's called dolphin attack. The other part also, Chaya dolls. Have you heard about the Chaya dolls Bluetooth attack a few years ago? Okay, so I can show you the picture, I'm sorry. So in that doll, in German federal government has required all retailers to pull all the dolls off the shelf. Why? Because they find out through Bluetooth connection, this doll, they can hear what people are saying through this audio embedded to this doll. It's hackable through Bluetooth connection. So the purpose to know all of these incidents is to understand you cannot play defense if you don't know what you must defend. That's the truth. This field of cybersecurity is an interesting field because we're preventing breach. We're preventing data from breach to happen. How do you show success rate? You can't really show. If someone, I was asked before, how do you know that you have accomplished your job? You really can't show it. Preventing has no numbers. And let me see. I'm sorry, it's just my slide is different with what I really have than what I have here. So it's like, oh, I have different ones. All right. Phishing. So what happened really is this slide I sent was older version. My real slide is on my iPad. So I'm jumping around because I'm like, oh my God, I'm missing some slides, and I'm like, it's right there, but I can't really use it. I apologize for that mistakes, actually. So right here, phishing. Feel like I'm jumping around this whole slides, but phishing. Anyone in here knows how phishing actually work, the starting to the end? For example, we talk about the social media aspect, right? Hackers nowadays, they're using the social media as the tool to find the target. Who is the weakest link in this company? If they want to hack X, Y, and Z business, they need to find out their employees' names. LinkedIn account, it's easy. Just Google that company names and then you'll find all the employees on LinkedIn account. Once you identify those people names, you find their Facebook accounts. When you understand the people aspect, oh, employees A and B likes, for example, like me, I like The Walking Dead. Okay, now I know who is the CEO, the employees, so what do? I create a phishing email from your boss or from a Walking Dead, for example. Send it to me. How do they know? Go to your website and see the email pattern. First dot last name at whatevercompany.com. First initial, last name at whatevercompany.com. This is how they're collecting data. They're collecting data to get their audience. Once they identify the people, what they are, what they like, and their weaknesses, they are able to gather the victim information. And they will use that information to evaluate what to do. And then, once they collect the data and evaluate the success and failures, someone in your company will click the link. That's all they need. They just need one person, the weakest link, to click the link. So how do you protect yourself with human? This is what's interesting. Learning human behavior, on my dissertation, I'm talking about cyber psychoanalysis. How do you understand human? First is to just understand yourself. If you don't understand yourself, we can't really protect the human aspect. Understand your employees. What company do you have and what type of data is important, right? All right, so my company has this type of data. I need to protect this data. Now I need to get to know the employees. People, how do you get to know people? This is when you have to coordinate with your managers. You talk to your people, understand what type of training, what kind of training tools do they need so they can understand cybersecurity. So my presentation, I prefer to have a Q&A. It's easier for me. Anything, like if you have questions, you can let me know. But other than that, actually, I just thinking like, there's my missing slides right there. That's I'm like, okay. The problem right now, I guess, is with people, right? Can I go to the side? One of the side in here, show them. I don't know how.
Sure, why not?
I don't know. I guess if not, that's fine. I'm like, oh, what happened? I don't see. Oh,
Hold on. I did not realize that.
I don't know.
Excuse me real quick.
Oh, sure. Oh, you have that open.
Yeah, of course it's going to do that to me.
Okay, we can just shut it off. We don't have to have it.
That's okay.
No, that's fine.
Oh, it's setting it up as a... Anything good up there on my terminal? All right. Well, we'll just
No,
put
that's
it
fine.
down
I guess we don't have to have. It's a no. Yeah. Is it opening a terminal? Let me see. It's not working. No, that's fine. It's all right. No, it's all right if we can have that one. All right, so I apologize big time for the whole technical issues here. I guess we don't have slides. That's it's okay. No, okay. I have my small. I can see it from here, but I guess. So IoT device expect to reach 600 million units in 2017. This is, I think, what's the problem with the human side is the IoT. We like better things, we like smarter things, but we never really understand. Oh, my phone. Oh, really? Oh, we try? Oh, okay. That's better. Oh, there you go. There you go. Okay, I found my slides back. I feel really bad, you guys. Like, I don't know. That's why we have gift card. I feel like I'm jumping around because, like, do you ever have, like, you know what to do, bam, 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 and all of a sudden it all gets screwed up and you're just like, okay, how do I do this again? All right. I was talking about the IoTs. There you go. I feel really bad, really. All right. So at school, we're talking about a lot of interesting things. For example, IoT. People ask me questions at school. We were talking about this gentleman, he worked for DOJ, and he just like, why would people want to buy smart appliances? And I'm like, people like easy things. That's the truth. Smart appliances, IoTs, baby camera, I don't have one. But a lot of people, my friends actually just bought a baby monitor thing from Amazon. What other things? You can tell I don't really purchase a lot of smart device at home. But this is the problem. If you don't secure your devices at home, you can be secure. I believe all of you guys understand the basic of security, but how about your kids at home? Does your kids connect to the same network as you? How about your wife or your husband? How about your guests? These are things that people thinking, oh, I know I'm secure, but is your family member secure? I know, like my kids play Fortnite, Minecraft, or whatever games. Yep, you play that too? And my kids, if a hacker says, is it coins, what you call it? 5,000, whatever. Yep. I asked him, hey, if someone so-and-so says on the screen, for 5,000 V-Bucks, would you click the link? He's just like, yeah. And I'm like, he's 11. And I'm like, oh my God, weakest link. I'm like, yep, weakest link. Right, even me. Walking Dead is my weakness. There you go. You send me which one are you? And I'd be like, I want to know. I click the link. But one thing that it's interesting. We're thinking about, so how do you ever open your email and all of a sudden That's an ad saying last item you saw on Amazon or last things you see on Google. And it's how I'm embarrassed sometimes because I don't want people to know what I buy online. That's between me and Amazon. Like, trust me, you don't want to know. There are things that you just like, wow, how do they know? And people who don't understand computer thinking, magic. And you're just like, no, it's you, dummy. You are the reason why they know. The ones and zero only catch what you tell them. I always tell my husband, computer is stupid. It only do what you say. It only does and run program that you want it to run. The same with data. It only knows what it captures. So the first thing is defies connection. And the second one is, I can see it there. Data sensing and collecting. So that's Number 4, who knows about the Cambridge Analytica incidents 2 years ago? It's interesting why people get upset is what I'm confused about. A lot of people were like, well, that's, all right, how many people have you seen on Facebook? My name is April Powers. I do not agree with this whatever Facebook policy, this. Do you ever read one of those big paragraphs people share on Facebook? Do you really think Facebook give a damn what you post on that? Oh, I'm so sorry, April policy, I can touch your data, so I will not include you on this analytic data. That's the truth. And I'm like, some of these people who share this are intelligence attorneys, are intelligent doctors. They don't even understand the basic. When you sign your life to Facebook, you don't even read this small print disclaimer. It already says, you give away everything. But do you really think that sharing that post will make Facebook say, oops, don't worry, all of these 70, how many billions users, I will just pick one name and take your name out because you share that post. No, that's not how it works. Or for the crazy thing is apps. I was doing a conference with elementary school in Utah. And I'm like looking at them thinking, do you know there's a messaging Snapchat that disappear after a few seconds? They just like, no way. Yes way. Teenagers are even smarter than moms out there sometimes. And I'm like, get to know your kids. Because if you don't know how technology works, how do you protect it? I am a little bit interesting person, I guess. I'm pretty careful. If you Google, have you ever Googled yourself online? It's your home address, isn't it? Sometimes even your mom and dad, your grandma and grandpas. And even being verified is one of the example. It's Joe. Sometimes when access show up and I'm like, ugh. How do they know? I always ask that question, how things work. I always think in my head, if they know, how do you make yourself disappear? Your digital footprint is what matters. We care so much about our wallet. We care so much about our appearance. But how much do we care about our appearance online? About our data online? How about your digital footprint online? Do you care about how and, I mean, for example, like this data analytic Cambridge incident, people get upset. But the reason is why? One thing I ask myself, why you get upset? Because you share this information voluntarily. Do you ever have that on Facebook? I think it's blurry. If it's your birthday game, I don't think you can see it. It's a scam. So they know when is your birthday. Oh, do you ever have what's your stripper name? And you just like pick your month and then the year of your birthday. They don't care about your stripper name, they just want to know your birthday. But they can't ask you that, right? If someone asks you that, you'll be like, what? But if they make it fun, they make it like it's a quiz, you will voluntarily give out that information. I don't know if you can see it, or it's blurry. All right. Trait prediction engine. That's how you are predict so digital footprints, Facebook likes, Facebook status. Do you know even things that you don't post? When I get emotional, I type a lot of things on Facebook and I change my mind because my husband finally texts me. And guess what? Facebook already know. It captured it. That Facebook captured things that you don't post. They call it study. They study this. Things that you delete. All of this, right? Your browsing data, your tweets, your Facebook, everything. What do? To predict you as a human. This is why it connects to apps. They want to know your apps. Why do you need these apps? What's your browsing history on your phone? Oh, stay away from my phone. Like, there's things that I search on my phone that is very, very dark. How do I hack so-and-so? No, just kidding. But selfies, all of that, right? They grab the data. And I ask myself, right, thinking, who wants my data? Why would you want my digital footprints? What's so important about me that you care? It's not me. Who do I work for? Your school. Which school did you go to? Oh, school so-and-so. Oh, fine. I need to get to know your school data. Now, if I'm compromised, my school will be compromised. If I'm compromised, my work will be compromised. So hackers see the bigger picture, right? Let me see. Oh, it's on. I'm doing it on my phone. No. Yeah. Oh, I don't know if you can see. The truth is, I always tell people my phone knows more about me than my own mother. My mom doesn't know me more than, my smartphone knows more about who I am as a person than my own mom. I was talking to these moms at school, and I explained why it's important to get to know the apps store and find out who this apps developer is. Once you know them and find out what other apps they're using. Because I found this really interesting. So supposedly, I'm not gonna name these apps because, so these apps supposedly hide, how do you say it without giving out too much information? These apps supposedly keep information private for you. That's what they're saying. As I do my research, the developer is from Middle Easterner. My darkest secret as an American, who are you guys? And I trust you to keep my data private? I don't even know them. That makes me think, I'm like, wow, why would I trust strangers, my data? That's an eye-opener for me when I find out who are the developer, who developed these apps. It can be anyone. Do you trust them to have your contact list? Do you trust these apps to have your pictures? Because clearly in here it says 7 in 10 smartphones share your data with third party. And more than 70% of smartphone apps reporting data that track companies like Google Analytics, Facebook, as I mentioned before. I'm not sure if it's like related to your everyday life, but Who knows about stenography? You're the expert. What do you think about it? Yes, right? Can a bad person optimize it to something else? Whistleblowers? Yep. So, for example, we saw in the news, the NSA, right? How many whistleblower cases just the past 10 years? Too many. Or there are other companies. Apple recently, remember the daughter of one of the programmers or something, talks about the newest, greatest Apple secret. It comes with what? Human. Same thing with stenography. We studied this just a month ago at school. We'll talk about how people now actually transmitting data through pictures. What they're doing is they're hiding in the plain sight. It's interesting. I was looking at this picture and thinking, that's what it is. It's just hiding in the plain sight. Oh, sorry. So if you can, I was just thinking today, right? I was thinking like, why people sharing, for example, like that stenography method, right? Like I said, they take selfies and they gather the data, hide it within the pictures, and then download it later. How do you stop that? What do you think? How do you stop that from happening? Human. You just have to have policies in place. So how do I protect myself? It's simple. Watch what you share online. Watch what you allow your apps on your phones. Background apps, refresh, those things. Make sure you understand. The problem is, most of these people today, they just want something easy, so they download this app and that apps. Watch for that. Make sure you do your code review even if it's work, right? Study this review. And then look for the apps, for the App Store. For example, at work, how many people are given phone from their companies? Now this is your phone, your phone is not yours really, it's for business purposes. But now you download apps using your emails from work. For Google Drive, how many extensions you allowing Google? Hey, I need prettier fonts, so you're allowing these extensions to your Google Drive. You don't even ask. Maybe you're giving too much information. For example, I'm allowing my whole drive, my whole Google Drive, for me be able to use the extensions. What does that mean? There's a lot of things in our life that we take for granted. We give other developer too much permissions to our data. Apps, even like extensions on your browsers. A lot of companies now using Google. Will you allow strangers come to your office and ask, I need to know your server? No, you'll stop them. But would you allow it if it's for prettier fonts? Yeah. Would you allow someone to have data for your Google Drive? If they say, hey, you can do pretty background themes on your Microsoft whatever. The problem is, we are as human, we always, when we see ones and zero, we don't think it will affect us in our everyday life. It actually does. What we do online affect what we do at work. Emotion comes always in play. Let me see. Okay. Oh. That's all I have. If you have Q&A, and again, I apologize for all the problems. I really lost my train of thoughts. I was like, oh God, like, how do I make it work? So if you have any questions, let me know. Like I said, what I'm doing for my own study is I'm taking Chase Hughes. If you have time, Google him. He's a expert in human profiler. So I've talked to him and says, thinking about taking psychoanalysis. So what he does is he uses his method for interrogation. So I'm thinking about doing that as a psychoanalysis for human factors in the weakest link. Why human is the weakest link as business and cybersecurity with his research. Chase Hughes, Hughes. But yeah, I'm good. Well, thanks a lot.